Alright, today we are going to be jumping back into the charts, looking at Bitcoin, traditional finance, some altcoins, all of that good stuff. So let's go ahead and start talking about the TA, starting off with Bitcoin here. You can see we did go ahead and launch out of this range. Like I said, we were probably going to do. It was like a beach ball underwater with these higher lows and higher highs coming in here. And it was only a matter of time for price to break out and backtest these volume levels before sending off and, in my opinion, starting to hunt for those all-time highs. As we can see right now, price has backtested and is now bouncing off of our value area high of the month, which is great to see. We also don't really have any bear case for Bitcoin right now because we did not swing fail upside liquidity yet. You can see our sweep levels at these higher levels up here are still untapped, so we still have all of that liquidity to grab. So these small corrections within here are good to see. That just builds that momentum so that when we do get up into these potentially bearish levels, it is more likely that we are to break through and go for that 74K all-time high liquidity, which has been my base case all along. And once we do penetrate these all-time highs, we are going to see the altcoins continue to go parabolic, as we are seeing with some assets currently in the market. You know, this second wave of the altcoin season has officially started, in my opinion, and we will jump into some of those assets later on in this video that are going absolutely parabolic right out of the gate. So at this point, I think it's pretty safe to assume this was your low on Bitcoin. But once again, like I said in my last video, it's not the time to FOMO into longs. There is still that finished auction. There is still liquidity down here. So there is always the small chance we go ahead and grab this before heading up, or we do, swing fail one of these levels in here before grabbing that and then continuing up. It's never impossible for Bitcoin to just keep chopping sideways in here and running that liquidity, because crypto is just a big liquidity game. But in my opinion, these are not likely at all. I think it's much more likely we just continue to test these value area highs back into support before finally hunting up to that 74K level. And I don't really even expect us to swing fail this level and pull back. I think it is more likely once we get up to this level, we are going to have enough FOMO to push us up on past $80,000, and then that's where you could get, upthrust after distribution. Is this going to be the top? Well, it's an unknown, right? This could end up being the top, but of course we're going to have to wait for price to get up into these levels to decipher if that's actually what's going on, or if we are going to push for six figures, potentially even $300,000 blow off top, which I think is just as likely. So we'll just have to stay tuned when price actually does go into all-time highs to kind of decipher next steps after we do get up there. And remember, I will be going live when we break all-time highs. So yeah, whenever this gets broken, just look out for a live stream from me. That will be happening morning EST time whenever we do break up there. So just giving you guys another reminder for that. Jumping over to the level identifier template, now we can see we are clearly backtesting our point of control of the week. So that's awesome. And what's great to see is that when we did come up out of these lows here, we had my smart money concepts indicator going crazy, telling me that these were a lot of order blocks forming in here. This tells me this low down here had a lot of structural support. Jumping into trading light now, I wanted to cover these shorts that were opened in this range down here. I was talking about how they were going to get trapped if price moved out of this range, which it has now done. We have clearly gone ahead and left this range, trapping all of these shorts that were opened within here, and they have not closed out of their position. We had some positions closing at the highs right here, but these were actually long positions closing. So yeah, we still have all of these shorts that were opened here on Binance trapped in the order books. So I do still believe we have a lot of fuel from shorts being opened in the market that still need to be squeezed. And if we want to look at walls real quick, we do see we got, 500 Bitcoin order looking to get that sweep of this wick right in here. So that could be a potential low, as well as we have a lot of single prints imbalances within this range. And I believe that's, around visible range volume level as well, point of control. So yeah, this could be a big level to be watching for, to find support. A quick wick down in here to shake out some of those long positions before heading up makes a lot of sense. But as we discussed on TradingView, we might just hold this value area high where we are right now and just continue to go on up here. All right, let's talk about traditional finance real quickly before we do jump into those altcoins. And we do see the S&P here is heading up with haste after coming down. We did kind of swing fail these highs for just a second there, but the fact that we are back above them shows us there's nothing to worry about, and that we did find a lot of good support within the green box that we wanted to see continue to act as support. So as we can see, S&P does look really bullish right now. Also, these highs we made up at this value area high from our range is a poor high, so this is going to get swept. So yeah, without a doubt, I do believe we are going to make a higher high here on the S&P, and not only that, I do believe it is more likely we are going to go ahead and actually break up into those all-time highs, which is where you are going to see a continuation of bears capitulating, potentially sending us into that last phase of the parabola where we do see the blow off top here for the S&P before that Great Depression that we have been talking about here on the channel. And while you have S&P looking like it is going to break all-time highs, you have everyone's favorite stock of the year, Nvidia, actually going ahead and making it all the way back up to that all-time highs. This is a guarantee to break at this point. Like, these are poor highs within here, so that's going to break. I think we're going to see the continuation for the parabola on Nvidia, and this is just another catalyst for retail euphoria for this wave 2 of the altcoin season I believe we're in right now. And one more thing we'll look at before we do jump into those altcoins is going to be the DXY, the dollar. This is the level we've been watching forever, the value area high of a macro range from all of 2023. We have finally gone ahead and broken down beneath this level, and our targets are set all the way down here at the 100 level. And during this fall on the dollar, because it is inversely correlated with crypto and Bitcoin, this absolutely signals a continuation to the upside for risk on assets. Absolutely fantastic to see the dollar breaking down here. Alright, let's talk about some of these altcoins, and right now I have Solana over Ethereum. Essentially, if price here is going up, that means Solana is outperforming Ethereum, and we are currently seeing today Solana has started to outperform Ethereum after holding higher lows on a macro, and I do believe Solana season could be starting right now. And another way you could look at this is I've gone ahead and put Ethereum and Solana just together here on the chart. Solana is in blue, Ethereum on top, and you can see Solana making higher lows and higher high while Ethereum is actually starting to roll over here. So yeah, all in all, I do think, that Ethereum ETF hype might be wearing off, and you could see a big rotational play to the Solana ecosystem. But of course, we do still have the Ethereum ETF launch that is yet to happen. So when we get closer to that launch actually going out, I think you'll see the rotation back to Ethereum at some point. And there's no real guarantee of any of these assets outperforming each other. And that's why I recommend, not really trying to rotate your bags too much. A lot of the times you will just end up with less money doing that. But I am seeing this here on the chart, so I thought I'd point it out for you guys. Lastly, I thought, why not cover Caspa, because we had one of the best days in Caspa's history here. It is one of my largest bags and my favorite utility coin in the space. If you watched my tier list video on cryptos way back when I made that, you would know Caspa was my only S tier pick. And while I'm not saying to FOMO into price right now, I just wanted to point out congratulations for all of your Caspa holders. This chart does look amazing, and I do expect this to continue ripping to the upside, and my targets are much higher on this coin, as I do believe it has the utility to earn its spot in the top 10 or even top 5 coins by market cap. So yeah, this is definitely a sign that altcoin season has begun. If you remember back in November, Caspa was one of the first ones to pop off and go to billions of dollars in market cap back then. So since it was the first to go in wave 1 of the altcoin season, makes a lot of sense that it was the first to go in wave 2, and this is another sign that we have indeed started wave 2 of the altcoin season. So yeah, we are seeing a lot of good things here on the charts today. And if you do have any questions about anything I talked about in this video, link to my Discord is in the description down below. And with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.